Whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm in West Coast, Sweden.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, where
Sunny
it's
day.
very warm for Sweden. That is. I know you have another reference to warm than we do, I suppose.
I
And where are you?
I'm good. I'm in Brisbane, Australia,
Right.
and I just had a very obviously I've been consuming a lot of Swedish music throughout my life, but I just saw the movie Midsummer, and I'm now
Oh,
slightly worried about you.
yeah. Let me think now. Midsummer, is that the one where they do the walk in the hike? Is that the one?
It's where they're all taking a bunch
Oh,
of mushrooms and
right.
the
I
old
only
people.
read.
Yeah, I finally saw it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Right, but it's pretty new, isn't it?
Yeah, newish. It's within the
Yeah.
last, I'd say, about 7 years.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
then I obviously missed it.
it's it's something.
Right.
Highly
Well,
recommended.
welcome to the north.
I know, right? Yeah, come for the scenery, stay for the human sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have some old weird traditions up here that we got rid of most of them, fortunately.
Oh, oh dear. Mate, I've just been watching the concept film. It's
Right.
huge.
Right.
Um, Man, how long has this been in the works?
Well, technically for a couple of years, I guess. First planning the tour and yeah, all that comes with that, and then also deciding on shooting the movie in Amsterdam, which is then that was the biggest arena of that tour, where we had 16,000 of our closest Dutch friends. We always had great shows there, and it felt like it was a good thing to do, like a bit into the tour as well, where you warmed up with the set list, you warmed up with the show and all the cues and lights and everything. So yeah, it's something that I think in the end, well, I remember walking off stage and thinking, like, right, that was such a good feeling. That was a good night.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
very happy we got to capture it on video, and yeah, now it seems like over 1,000 cinemas internationally are going to screen it, which is crazy.
Yeah, man. This is your Metallica moment. Like this is
Yeah,
pretty
maybe,
huge.
maybe.
I love it.
Yeah.
So who first came up with the idea of shooting the concert?
Well, that would be Per. He's the one planning those things, and then runs it through the band, and input and feedback comes along, and yeah, it's one of those ideas, that fortunately seems like it managed to go all the way through, which is awesome.
Yeah. I spoke to him, I would say it'd be about 2 years ago now. He's a funny dude. Uh,
That's great.
Mate, when he's coming out with a shotgun on his back and all the different props, like, did you have to have an armorer on that tour?
That's Joachim who did that, right? That's a singer.
Yeah,
He,
sorry.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, there's like a whole project, because it's live pyro in those things. So you have to have licenses, and you have to have a pyro guys, as in plural, several of them, for safety reasons, obviously. And I mean, I realized seeing the movie myself that I get shot with a bazooka, then he shoots at me with the shotgun, and then the guy before um, Sarajevo, he shoots at me too. So everybody seems to be shooting at me, but I'm the guy sitting on the tank, I suppose. So I have it coming, I suppose, too. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I don't know how many flamethrowers we had this time, but around 60 on stage. So you for sure don't want to step in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Parkway Drive, the Australian band, are quite
Yeah.
famous for their pyro these days, and they had a drunken stage invader
Oh
during their
shit.
set, and the singer actually had to crash tackle this guy out of the way
Well,
before he got lit up
good
by
on
a
him.
pyro
Yeah,
cannon.
dude. Yeah, man, you gotta watch it. Yeah, well,
um,
good on him that he saw that coming. That's cool.
he's a solid dude. Um, so what kind of things kind of inspired this stage show? Because I remember speaking with, I'm sorry, pardon me, I've forgotten your singer's name because he was the
Oh,
one I
sorry,
spoke.
Joaquin.
Yes, yeah, he and I spoke about that, and we were talk. I was like, if money or sanity wasn't an option, like wasn't an obstacle, what would you
Right,
most want to do? And he was like, a D-Day beach landing. But the audience is in the landing craft and they land on the beach. Everyone storms the
right.
beach, see Sabaton play on the beach. Yeah,
That would be crazy. You put the big trucks in the dump sand every day.
yeah. So
Also,
what kind of, I guess, live performances inspired what you guys set out to do here?
yeah, obviously this tour was the most theatrical tour that we've ever done in that sense, like to keep it as a theme throughout the show, and we would have quite a few actors that would yeah do proper acting, so that's new for us like that. But
What?
in the end, to have an experience where you enhance the song with certain elements, be it pyro or yeah, we had a snow machine on Soldier of Heaven, which is a full blown snow machine, that it's in the ceiling shooting. It's great to see people's faces just like, what, they're doing snow now? I couldn't believe it. And it's coming, right? Because we've seen it. So there's a few moments during the show that me as a drummer, having a good view that I have, just now I'm going to look at people's faces to see their reaction, which is very enjoyable. But yeah, making it a cool show as possible that has a theme of the song that's being played. I guess that's in the end what it is.
I That was going to be one of my questions, as the people who are on stage performers, so they were actual actors and not this road crew that you've you put on a jacket and go out and wave.
No, it's yeah. I mean, they did such a great job, and they were out with big flamethrowers during stormtroopers, and yeah, great. And Father, I think that guy did a huge job every night. He pulled that through. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. As the drummer, when all this is going on, like, do you get sad that you miss out on sticking guitar picks on your singer's face?
Yes, that's the honest answer is yes.
I noticed he was so sweaty when I first saw you guys at Good Things
Yeah.
in Australia.
But
That
hey,
was in
there's a bunch of Swedes in Australia. What did you expect? Like, we can't handle anything over 20 degrees.
Yeah, Swedes on stage in Brisbane in December.
Yeah. Yeah. Some would say a bad idea.
Every second pick is just immediately going.
Right. Right. They didn't even stick. Then it's warm. Yeah.
Mate, look, with when writing songs about battles, I don't normally bring this up in interviews, but I will because I'm coming to the end of my career. I've been in the army for the last 11 years,
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
I found it interesting that the subject matter deals entirely, or almost entirely with battles. Now, when writing songs about war, where there's typically two sides, is there pressure to provide a kind of balanced perspective of both sides? Because they have that saying, "History is written by the victors." So, for
Yep.
the losing country,
That's a good point. I think,
yeah,
yeah, the winners write the history, especially if you go back. But this would typically be a question for the lyric writers of our band, Joachim and Per, because they are still the ones who do the research behind it. But as far as I know, they have a very or I know this, they have a very genuine interest in history that comes from something that they are very passionate about. And so I think getting the facts straight is a very big part of their writing process for sure. Yeah,
feel like
and I can imagine it's very tricky sometimes.
yeah, well, because I remember bringing this up with him when I spoke with him about 2 years ago that you have to be like kind of wary about the presence because propaganda is literally a part of war. It has been since its inception, and I
Indeed.
imagine when you're going back through the history books, you would kind of have to, view things through a lens, like going, was this embellished? Like, was this really what
Yeah,
happened? Because who knows, you know?
yeah. Who knows? And especially, yeah, it's an interesting question. I find it to be also when if you go back a step further, where you go into the Spartans, or the Greek, more Greek mythology, or like really old. Then you where what is fact and what is actually myth? Like that's a very interesting balance because obviously there were no cameras or
Mm,
back then to document it. That for me personally, that's the part of what I like the most because I like the space for imagination, if you will.
mm.
Yeah,
Can you see Sabaton writing about, for example, eventually writing songs maybe about what's going on in Ukraine and modern conflicts?
yeah. I think if you think of your question being put as a modern conflict, then it's not history, and I think
Mm,
that's a very important thing for the band that it has to be history. It has to have happened, and it has to have ended, and being documented in between. So that's the staple. I would say, yeah.
yeah. Now, I must admit, I had no idea. When I was reading up about you, I had no idea that you were married to the singer from Nightwish. That was
Yeah,
just like, oh wow, Floor Jensen. First of
yeah.
all,
But I had the same one day. I woke up like that, like, what the fuck is that you? So I know the feeling.
Mate, how's she doing these days?
She's doing great, really great. Yeah, they're just about to release their new album, Just a Wind with Nightwish, in a couple of weeks, I suppose. Another phenomenal album that I don't know how they do that, but they do, and they release singles as we speak. So yeah, doing great, man. Thanks for asking. She's busy, mom of two, married to a drummer, so that's got to be something else to deal with.
Hey, at least she's
And
married to
then
a
solo.
successful.
Sorry.
At least she's married to a successful drummer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And then her solo career, full force, man. She released her solo album last year, the year before that. Yeah, time flies. So yeah, busy, healthy, happy.
Well, healthy's the good one because you guys went through a scare. I think it was 2 years ago
Yeah.
with cancer. Um, Mate, what did that? First of all, I guess how long did that experience go from discovery to being told she was cancer free or in remission? I'm not sure what the correct term is.
Yeah. Let's say then around about 6 months, maybe.
It's a long time.
Yeah, give or
I,
take. I can't remember exactly. It's a bit of a weird uh, uh, part of the memory. It's blurry in a sense, but yeah, let's say a good 6 months with a roller coaster in between. Yeah, and crazy too. We were touring. Both were touring at the same time. I was in the States when she found out, and she was somewhere else, and then touring, and you know.
so were you able to be
But yeah,
together when it were you able to come home and support each other and be together?
yeah, yeah. For the whole like surgery and the treatment part of it, for sure. And but yeah, I mean, it is a very stigmatized thing, and I didn't have it, so who am I to talk about it? But I think in the end, it it went fine, and that's the thing to remember. And I think that is the majority of the cases. And those
Yeah.
cases you maybe don't necessarily hear about, but so
Mm.
it happened. he was taken care of, and now she's 100% healthy.
Oh
She will
man.
have more regular checkups, and all right.
Yeah. It's
So
because I read that and I was, I'm married, I have two kids as well, and
yeah,
that would I would not handle that well. You know,
I think you will because you have to.
yeah, I guess you did. So
Yeah,
what did
yeah.
that
No, you're in.
experience teach you about life, I guess?
Yeah, but as cliche as it might sound, but yeah, enjoy it. That's it. Enjoy it. Be close to your family and the kids, and that's the things that really matters. And enjoy everything when you can.
Yeah. How old are your
Yeah,
kids, if you don't mind me asking?
one is about to turn one in 2nd of October. She's called Lucy, and Freya is 7.5.
So cheeky question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Which band does Freya like better?
That's a good question. I think Nightwish actually. I think so. I have to ask her straight up because, but they would have more, yeah, diversity. I mean, Nightwish is this, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, she would.
Sabaton has its lane that it sticks in, and
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I don't think she's super into any of our bands, to be honest. But hey, it's still mom and dad, and moms and dad are gonna be lame. It doesn't matter who you are and what you do. But I mean, she's come out to the shows. She likes the pyro.
yeah.
She likes that. Yeah, yeah.
I one of the weirdest friendships I've managed to get out of this music journalism thing is Anthony Field, the Blue Wiggle. I don't know if the Wiggles are a big
Oh,
thing in
no,
in
I don't know that.
You don't know the Wiggles?
The Wiggles.
Yeah,
No, I never
with the
heard of it.
coloured skivvies. You've never heard of the Wiggles?
The Wiggles. No.
Wow. They haven't
Uh,
made it to Sweden. They haven't cracked Sweden yet. Oh wow, I'll have to let him
I might
know.
not be the right guy to ask. Because sometimes I live under a rock when it comes to things. The Wiggles. No, I never heard it.
The Wiggles.
Shit.
Yeah, right.
Oh, here I
Ah,
see it now.
well, if you want to appeal to the kids though, you could always make band shirts that have rainbow
Right,
unicorns.
that's a good one. Yeah, that's a great one.
I couldn't resist it. I went to go
Yeah.
see Napalm Death, and I saw that at the merch stand, and everyone's getting the black shirt. And I'm like, don't be a pussy. You've got 100 black shirts. Get the one with the rainbow.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh dear, mate.
There's just
Go
just a
ahead.
Swedish saying: a real man can dress in any color. So it's good.
100%. I'll wear.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
going to see Scene Queen tomorrow night. You best believe I'm buying a pink shirt. Oh, hello.
This is
Who's
Saga. Come
that?
here. Saga, come. This is our youngest girl. Come up.
Oh, hello, sweetheart. I have a golden retriever in the other room.
Nice. Nice. They're the best.
Oh, how good are dogs? Uh,
Yeah, that's nice.
so, as a drummer, who are some of the, look, obviously cliche question, but it's always an
Oh,
interesting
go ahead.
one. Who are some
Oh,
of
good.
your favorite drummers?
Well, for me, early on, it was John Bonham from Led Zeppelin and Keith Moon from The Who. Those to me were always like where I started out because that would naturally be the music that was played in our house. From there on into Lars Ulrich, Alex Van Halen, Nico McBrain, Dave Lombardo, and who else should we put up there? Scott Travis, Judas Priest, for sure.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So very traditional, kind of heavy, heavy metal background.
totally. Yeah, exactly. And therefore, like, yeah, starting next week, then where I get to see Judas Priest every night, it's a dream come true, and opening up for them. It's what a bliss, really. And they're still such a great band, dude. Like, this sounds awesome, it looks awesome, and they release great albums. So if anybody said that heavy metal is dead, I don't know, dude. Well, you haven't been out there and you haven't seen it. This
And
is great.
I've asked a couple of Swedish bands this, and I really enjoy. Like I just spoke to the singer for Amaranth. Yeah,
Amaranth, yeah, yeah.
and various other Swedish bands. And I'd like to get your perspective as well. Sweden seems to have this incredible musical pedigree. My one of my favorite bands on the planet, Meshuggah. There's so many incredible bands, and
Yeah.
fucking ABBA. Like so many different flavors of music. Why do you think Sweden has such musical pedigree?
Well, I would say growing up for me, it is a very dark and cold country a big part of the year. So having a rehearsal place was a great way to spend those 6 to something months. And it's also the boring answer is that it's subsidized by our government, where you can have get help with funding of a rehearsal place, and you can have I mean, we couldn't afford a to buy PA system, forget it. Like, but we could get help. You could fill in these forms and get help from them to borrow a PA, or you could get guitar strings for a better price. And I think that plays a bigger part than most people think. Because for me, those days rehearsal plays were holy ground, and I spent so much time there. So yeah, for some cheap rent, we paid, I don't know, $80 for rent, which we could split up on the five of us in the band. So a real sanctuary, and get to learn how to play there. And yeah, so winter months, that was a perfect thing to do.
Yeah. Oh man. Ah, fuck this. I'm moving to Sweden. It sounds.
Yeah, but you saw the movie, so
Yeah, it's true. Oh
yeah,
gosh. Yes, I saw what happened to the last bunch of tourists that went.
yeah. No, we're
uh,
friendly.
mate, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. Um, yeah, man. Congratulations on the movie. It's huge, and I imagine this is not going to be the last we see of each other. So I'll see you next time.
I appreciate it, man. I hope people enjoy the movie. Let us know what you think about it. It's feedback is always welcome, and I can't wait to share it properly in cinemas with freaking loud sound and a big fucking screen.
Awesome. Have a good one, my
Until
friend.
then, cheers. Thank you so much.
Bye.